Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you all very much for attending Sunday morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. 10:74:48. Narayanam namaskritya Naram cheva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudire Srimvatam svakata Krishna Punya shravana kirtana Hidayante stu hibdrani Vidnoti shurat satam Nasta prayasheva bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama sloke Bhakti bhavati naistiki. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:74:48. I will read 10:74:47 and then we will go on to 10:74:48. Ridvigyasa sadasyevo dakshinam vipulam mada sarvam sampuja vidva chakre vivratam ekara. Translation: Emperor Yudhishthira gave generous gifts to the sacrificial priests and the members of the assembly, properly honoring them in all manner prescribed by the Vedas. He then took the Avivarita vow. So we will read Srimad Bhagavatam 10:74:48. I will say it first and then we'll do line by line. Sada yidva krato rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Uvasha katichin mashan surhit vir abhiyachitaha. Let's do line by line. Sada yidvi krato rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Uvash katichin mashan surhit vir abhiyachitaha Sada yidva krato rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Uvasha katichin mashan surhat virabhiyachitaha
Sadhya yitva kratun rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Vacha katichin masan Suhudbir abhiyachitaha Sadhya kratun rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Vacha katichin masan Suhudbir abhiyachitaha Sadhitva kratum rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvaraha Uvasa katichin masan Suhudbir abhiyachitaha Sadhyayitva kratum rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvara Uvasa katichin masan Suhudbir abhiyachitaha Sadhyayitva kratum rajna Krishna yogeshvareshvara Uvasa katichin masan Suhudbir abhiyachitaha Krishna Yogeshwareshwara Uvasa Katichidmasan Suruddhira Vyachita Sāyatvatam Rajan Krishna Yogeshwareshwara Uvacha Katichidmasan Suruddhira Vyachita.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So as we can see in these verses are recited during the Rajasuya Yajna. It is a grand ceremonial event which is epic in Mahabharata. And we understand that this ceremonial event actually takes place between Lord Sri Krishna, as we will see, Yogeshwara, the supreme mystic, and the great king Yudhishthira Maharaj. And not just a king, but a pious king, a great devotee, a pure devotee. So this is not a ceremonial yajna. It's not a political ceremony where a king has invited so many people, he's having a yajna. It's actually a great ceremonial offering between the pure devotee of the Lord and Sri Krishna himself. Is that better? These verses show us that Sri Krishna is not attracted by opulence. He's not attracted by showmanship. He's not attracted by grandeur. He's not attracted by our egotistical offerings. But ultimately he's attracted by love, by pure bhakti. These verses, as we'll study today, shows us that the characteristics that the devotee develops is love, surrender, humility, free from ego in these offerings. And we see, as we will discuss later also, that Krishna reciprocates in the most wonderful ways to this loving devotion. So ultimately, our understanding is that this process is one of bhakti. When we read Bhagavatam, when we study Bhagavatam, when we hear classes, if ultimately we don't gravitate to the point of bhakti, of developing, as we had last week in some of the lectures, bhakti or love, our gurus, Prabhupada, we can do so many things. They even said we can employ people to do things. But ultimately, we gravitate towards bhakti. And Krishna is bound by that. So we have to understand this. We had in yesterday's class about Shishupal, we won't recap. But what is the crux of that message? That offenses, blaspheme against a devotee, it will destroy you. It will destroy you, it will destroy your family. As a pure devotee who can deliver so many generations of families, I always harp on this in all my classes because I've seen it in so many years, is that to create an offense will actually mean the death and death of your spiritual life. Not just once, in many, many lifetimes. I even heard this one day in Indra Swami saying once, Hare Krishna, Maharaj said it. He said, you better be outside, eat meat, alcohol, and womanize, and do it in ignorance, than knowingly come and blaspheme and offend the devotee. Because the consequence is hellish. So I think it's very important that we take that to heart, this concept of offenses, and we see, I think Prabhu spoke yesterday about Shishupal, total destruction. So let us be very, very guarded. I harp on it, I sound very grave about it, but actually it's very, very important as our point of departure. So we see every morning we chant and we read on initiation, the 10 offenses. Yes, I'm sure everybody knows the 10 offenses. And at the end of the 10 offenses, do we say, what is the closing line in 10 offenses? You know? What is the goal? The goal, every devotee, what's the goal? Do we know 10 offenses? Abhiram Prabhu is here, he's going to sign your initiation letters. So if you don't know 10 offenses, you better go and study it now. Yeah? Prabhu? Every devotee? What's the goal? Krishna? Prema. And what is that meaning? Love of Krishna. So I've heard this from my Guru Maharaj, I've heard this hymn quoting Srila Prabhupada, I've heard it from many spiritual masters. He says that in this life, If you cannot develop, not lip service, Haribol, 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 a genuine love for the devotees, you will never develop a love for Krishna. So yes, oh Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai, Vrindavan ki jai.
Can we have your mic a bit
A
closer?
little higher, yeah, is that alright?
Oh, no, a bit more.
Up.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Yeah. So the point is that if we do not develop a genuine love for the devotees with whom we serve, for our senior devotees, for Srila Prabhupada, then you have no chance of developing a love for Krishna. As my Guru said, it's not that we love Krishna and we hate everybody else. We have to develop this love because Srila Prabhupada created a family for us to go back to Godhead. And what is the process? Is the process Harinam Kirtan? Is the process Harinam Kirtan? Yes, to go back to Godhead? No, the process Harinam Sankirtan, congregational. If you think, whoever you may be, that you can go back to Krishna in this lifetime alone, Harinam Kirtan, chanting, singing, glorifying, pujari, senior, you never make it. In age of Kali Yuga, Sankirtan, congregational. We need the devotees, we need the mercy of the devotees, we need the blessings of the Vaishnava. And we can understand that this point, which I'll harp on and get going soon, is that in Sanskrit there's the term dirha. Dirha translates multifaceted into grave, sober, somber. The devotee is grave. And we have to be dirha about this concept, loving the devotees. Imagine that, what a contradiction. We have to be grave and serious about developing our love for the devotees. We have to be grave and serious about not creating offenses to the devotees. And that must be our meditation. I'll tell you another statement of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. Yeah, you know what they say in the racing days, you have to fasten your seatbelts. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, if you are not genuinely happy to see a devotee, then you know what? You are already in the hellish planets. If you're not happy to see a devotee, you are already situated in the hellish planets. Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy to see all of you. If anyone's unhappy to see me, I beg your forgiveness, please. But there's nowhere we want to be situated. Because we're so small. Adelaide has so many devotees. ISKCON in the world, less than 1%. How is it that we cannot be happy to see a Vaishnava? So before we think of elevated bhavas, think of basic gratitude. Oh, Prabhu, Mataji, I'm so happy to be with the devotees. I know from my personal experience, to be in the full association and to be removed from the association of devotees, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what is the greatest torture for the devotee? To be removed from the association of the devotees. Nothing else. You know, you go on a business trip, you do something, you come back, it's like 1 day, 2 days, you don't see the deities, you don't see the devotees. It's like a huge hole in your hearts, isn't that so? So we have to understand very, very carefully Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's exclamation. Most of the acharyas, they don't make random comments actually. Let's dive into this. Just for 1 second. Sorry, I set up.
No, he needs
Oh, yeah, you can just.
Oh, you want to connect?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I beg your pardon. I should have told you. Sorry to interrupt the class. I tested it this morning.
The real fact is that we have lost our devotion faith in God. So he is begging therefore that love and faith, not your money. because he is already opulent. What he can give? And what belongs to you? Everything belongs to God and Krishna. Krishna is full. Why is begging? He is begging your love. He is in need of your love because you have forgotten how to love God, how to love Krishna. That the distraction of Bhagavati just tries to revive your lost relationship with God or Krishna. That relationship is never extinguished, but sometimes it is common. We are all sons of the Supreme Lord. So, Krishna consciousness means to be rightly situated in the original consciousness that we are all sons of God, Krishna.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai. So let's dive into a proper study. The key words, as we said, if you want to project it, is Yogeshwareshwaraha, meaning Krishna, Lord of all mystics. Abhiya Chetaha, he stayed on because his friends begged him lovingly. Sadayatva Kratu, he personally ensured the success of Yudhishthir's sacrifice. So in the nature of this class, we will break it down into a few themes so that we walk away with some take homes. First and foremost is Krishna's relationships with his devotees. Why are these verses so powerful? Because Krishna is sentient. Krishna, we very loosely use the term Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna is a person. He's the Supreme Person, but he's a person. And being a person means what? Sentient means he has emotions. Krishna loves to laugh and talk and joke and love, as we had Srila Prabhupada saying. What is Krishna doing? He's begging for our love. Can you believe that? And in sentient also means Krishna feels hurt. Krishna feels pain. And what is that supreme pain? Krishna's pain is when the jiva, the living entity, doesn't love him back. That's from Srila Prabhupada's mouth himself. So Krishna is sentient, and our duty as devotees is to make that endeavor of actually loving Krishna. So he's always personally taking charge of us. In Bhagavad Gita 10:8, what is he saying? Aham sarvasya tavavo mata sarva pravartate iti madva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Me, I, Krishna, I am the source of material and spiritual worlds. I am mother, I am father. I'll take care of you. I'm involved with you personally. So there is not this Bhagavan, there is this Krishna, Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate, somewhere there. Krishna is there. Krishna knows. Krishna knows. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Material and spiritual. I am the source of material and the source of spiritual. It is not that we do some pujas in the morning and we go off to our material life. Our whole day is spiritualized because Krishna knows. If you're having a difficult time at work, Krishna knows. If you're having hardships with people, Krishna knows. If you've got a raise and a promotion and you went to Brisbane and didn't put money in the hundi, Krishna knows. Krishna knows everything actually. There's a nice joke, I heard this from Indra Swami many years ago also. What's the highest dollar, the currency, not $100, $200, yeah. So there's a group of friends, they met at the pub down the road in Adelaide. So this group of friends was, there was a $100 friend, there was a $50 friend, there was a $10 friend, and there was a $5 friend. So they got together, hey buddies, we haven't seen you for so long, we're hanging out. Say, $100, where you been? Ah, America, Europe, I've been all over. I've just no time for you guys, eh? You know, $50, where you been? Ah, I've just been Brisbane, Perth, Gold Coast, just busy enjoying myself, living large. Yeah. Ah, so $10, where you been? Ah, I've just been at the footy, I've been in Adelaide, no time. $5, where you been? Ah, you know me, temple. So anyway, I think the point that he was making is that our monetary priorities are very changed. We live large, but when you put in the hundi, we put $5 at a time. So similarly, we offer our lives like that to Krishna. We live large in a certain capacity, and we give a certain portion to Krishna. So similarly, we give to Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada, and that's why I chose that video, he says, what is yours? What is yours? Oh, Krishna, I'm giving you this. Krishna, I'm making this offering. What is yours to give? So Srila Prabhupada is explaining in this text here, Krishna Yogeshwareshwara. Krishna is not just the yogi, he's the supreme yogi. But what is he doing? Isn't this a little contradiction in the beginning? That Krishna is assisting Yudhishthira Maharaj with the yajna to who? Who is Yudhishthira Maharaj offering the yajna to? Who's the recipient of the yajna? Krishna. So who's assisting Yudhishthira with the yajna?
Krishna.
That's a little weird, isn't it? So that's why he's explaining that Krishna is not a distant personality. The supreme personality is assisting his pure devotee with his offering to Krishna. It's like, you know, Prabhupada used to say, rock the baby between me and you. Right? I love you, you love me. I pray for you, you pray for me. Together we all go back to Krishna. So this is the understanding. That it says that it's a major sacrifice when we sit in the yajna, and Prabhu Vedavyas says, Swaha, Swaha. It's not that we're doing an offering and Krishna is sitting there in his sky somewhere in Vrindavan and he's peeping over the top. Krishna is physically present. That's why so many of these mantras, we offer seats to all of the devas, we offer seats to Krishna, because they come and they sit personally, dependent on our level of understanding. The deity will remain a statue to you until your consciousness changes. So many pastimes. Gopal, the deity followed the Brahman. You all know these stories. The deity got up off the altar and walked. The deity turned around to face the back of the temple because his pure devotee was standing outside. How many wonderful pastimes. But we have to believe. We have to have that faith that the deity is personally Krishna. We have to see Krishna in our lives every step of the way. Srila Prabhupada is writing in this purport that Krishna is the master of all of the yogis. And still, he's controlled by King Yudhishthira Maharaj's pure love. It comes back to this point. And this is a huge statement. He's not controlled by the swaha and the mystic powers. He's controlled by bhakti. There was a nice pastime where the different elements were discussing who was the greatest, similar in line to Gokumar's pastimes. And then the people glorified the earth. And they said, the earth, you are the greatest. You are supporting life. You're bearing this burden. You're holding so much, keeping everybody together. And then the earth said, no, not me. The wind is the greatest, because he's everywhere and he's nowhere. He's all over the universe. And the wind said, no, I'm not the greatest. The mountain is the greatest, because no matter how strong I am, when I come up the mountain, I stop. I can't go around the mountain. And the mountain said, no, I'm not the greatest. The Lord is the greatest. He's the source of all creation. And then, Aksharvani, sound from the universe, Krishna says, no, I'm not the greatest. The devotee is the greatest. Because when he locks me in his heart, I cannot get out. So we understand that even greater than the Lord is the devotee's devotion to the Lord. It's not that the devotee thinks I have the Lord under my control. The devotee has the Lord under his control purely because of his devotion. And we can see it here that the supreme mystic is actually controlled by the love of his devotees. And Bhagavatam is telling us, Aham Bhakta Pradevinam. Bhagavatam 9.463, translation is, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. But you just said, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha, Supreme Personality, controller of all controllers, under nobody's control. So we see ultimately the ingredient is only bhakti. The ingredient is only bhakti. So we have to understand what is happening here is Yudhishthira Maharaj is engaged in this great service to Krishna with all humility, following the dharmic principles. He's actually participating in these. And what is the main theme? The main theme that Krishna is bhakta vatsalya, love and devotion, attracted by love and devotion. He takes a personal interest in his devotees' care, and although he's the supreme personality of Godhead, he is always physically present with his devotees. The examples is Yudhishthira Maharaj, the example are the gopis, the example are the Pandavas. He doesn't just witness the yagya, he actually participates and he facilitates it. We see also in Bhagavatam 1.9, Bhishma in his prayers, he's saying that Krishna, you are the servant of the Pandavas. How is the Supreme Personality the servant of the Pandavas? Because they have so much of love and adoration for Krishna. Even the cowherd boys in Vrindavan, how much of love and adoration for Krishna. Okay? Have you seen any pujari here when they're dressing the deity? Have you seen anyone climbing on Krishna's back, put the ladder and stand on Krishna's back? Will any pujari do it? Pujari? Hey? You'll be crazy if you do something like that. But in Vrindavan, they want to get to the fruit. How do they get to the fruit? Krishna, we can't reach that fruit. Okay, let me help you up. So Krishna puts his hand behind his back, and then all the gopas, they stand in Krishna's hand. Oh, we can't reach. Then they put their foot on Krishna's shoulder and they grab the fruit, and Krishna loves it. They all laugh and they giggle, and he drops them down and they fall down and they take the fruit. So with love, anybody conquers Krishna. And this is our understanding. We didn't speak of Yudhishthira Maharaj's devotion and Krishna's responses. Yudhishthira Maharaj, one of his most important pastimes, and as many of you know, quoted so many times by Srila Prabhupada, the Pandavas were out in the forest, and Yudhishthira Maharaj sent his brothers to fetch water. So Yamaraj, in the form of a crow, said, oh, you wonderful, elevated devotees. Not only let me get their association, but let me test them. You all know this story, right? So each of the brothers went first. You know, they're all strapping warriors, and they went first, and they said, we're going to take some water for my brothers. And when they bent down to the water, the crow, obviously Yamaraj, said, before I let you take water, I will ask you one question. And they said, what? You're a crow, you're challenging me? Off to you. And they picked up the water. And because of Yamaraj's mystic potency, one by one, Nako, Sahadev, Bhishma, all fell dead at the side of the river because they didn't listen to the crow. They challenged the crow. So eventually Yudhishthira Maharaj was wondering, where have my brothers gone? Why haven't they returned with water? So he went to the edge of the lake and he saw all his brothers lying. What will happen to us? Hysterical. Cannot think. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, being the pure devotee, equipoised. He didn't think, I'm an emperor, I'm drawing my sword. And the crow said, Yamaraj said, I will ask you the same question that I asked your brothers. So immediately he was able to think that this is not an ordinary crow. Which crow can kill my brothers? So in that pastime, the crow asked him, what is the greatest paradox that will face the material world, the material society? What is the greatest paradox? So Yudhishthira Maharaj, everything that the acharyas do teaches us a lesson. He didn't say, I am a king, I am a manager, I am a pujari, how dare you ask me? His ego didn't rise, he was submissive. He said, my dear crow, please, I am your servant. And the crow said, what is the greatest paradox? So Yudhishthira Maharaj thought, and he gave the answer. And he said that in this material world, the greatest paradox is that the jiva atma, spirit soul, you and I, are surrounded by death in every instant. But not for once does this jiva think that in the next second it will be me. Isn't it? We go to funerals, we used to do programs at crematoriums and so many places. But do we ever think, I mean, today, realistically, we have family here. I'm not a big sadhu who's preaching, right? Do we think that maybe we won't make it home, we won't make it out of the door, heart attack, maybe we won't make it to home in the car, maybe there can be some tragedy? Do we ever think that? We should think that, because that makes us dirha, that makes us sober, that makes us grave, and more importantly, conversely, it makes us appreciate the relationship with the devotees. What's the use? What's the use? Oh, Rasaraj Prabhu told me, oh, Krishna Charan, you're an idiot. My reaction matters. Am I to get upset? What is the use? In a short space of time, what is the use? All of you, I mean, you've been to funerals. I know in the West it's different, Matajis also go. But when we go to crematoriums, the Pandit is there, he does so many pujas. Yes, anti-clockwise, light the lamps, put all of those things. And now it is the final lines. Huh? North India, they say, Ram Nam Satya, Hari Nam Satya hai. Before they push the body into the furnace. Govinda, 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 push the body into the furnace. Isn't it so? Bengal, what's the line in Bengal? Any Bengali? Bol, there you go. Say that. There you go. Like that. So, think about it figuratively. In all our life, we are doing so many things, so many mantras, so many shlokas. But at the final moment, when this body is committed to the fire, Ram Nam Satya hai, Hari Nam Satya hai, Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. That is a concluding mantra. So whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, your name, your fame, your position, whether you're ISKCON, whether you're not ISKCON, whether you're a big manager, whether you're a nobody, my Gomaj used to say that, be a good devotee. You don't have to be a big devotee. Be a good devotee. Karma Kadamba Maharaj used to quote Srila Prabhupada. What happens when you see Krishna face to face? You know? What happens? Krishna's face becomes a mirror. You knew that? Krishna's face becomes a mirror. And in that mirror, you see yourself. Not how smart I'm looking with my devotional clothes and a nice tilak, but we see all our anattas, all our imperfections, all our shortcomings, all our offenses to devotees. And Krishna will say, are you ready? As he'll say here, no mate, back to prison for you. Yeah? Never ready. So go with that consciousness. At the final moment, Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Tread lightly. Even our acharyas, you know the pastime? As he was approaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw the devotee, he was dancing towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the devotees asked him, are you crazy? What are you doing? He said, oh no, there were so many ants on the way. I'm coming to see the Supreme Lord. I don't want to commit any offenses by standing on the ants. He was hopping place to place. Like that, just to avoid, just to be careful. So it's imperative that we're actually very careful in our dealings with the devotees. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was a perfect example. Look what he does. He gives abundant dakshina, vipyunam dakshina. We have to give. It's not that we take. We take, or we get, and we forget. But the devotee, he gives, and he forgives. This is the understanding. If some offense is created, really what is the use of having conflict among the devotees? Forgive and move on. If it's a problem, then don't take that association. There's so many other devotees to associate with. Go where you inspire. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he honors everybody properly. Sampuja vidiva. Proper respect. Proper respect. And not lip service. Haribol, Haribol. Senior devotee, I'm happy. Junior devotee, who's this guy? You know, what can I get from him? What can't I get from him? No. Honor the devotees. And you see, there's two paradigms here. It comes down to sincerity. I always do that. These were my personal instructions, and I remember this very, very deeply. There's the mirror. Always think at the end of the day, if I go to Krishna now, what's that mirror going to look like? Have I committed these offenses? It doesn't matter who's who in the zoo. It matters what's with you. I'll share, just to deviate slightly, I'll share one personal pastime about the importance of your relationship with Krishna and why Krishna gets hurt. What hurts Krishna the most? One, we've forgotten our loving relationship. And secondly, inattentive chanting. Inattentive chanting means that you don't acknowledge that Krishna is Harinam Prabhu, present in the beats, present in his name, Nama Rupa Charya, present before us. Just sometimes when we chant, I'm also guilty. Sometimes we're chanting Hare Krishna. Like Krishna is before you. You remember there's some chanting which Srila Prabhupada is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Sit properly. You heard that too? He tells a devotee like that, sit properly. Sit up. Sit up and chant. Why? Why sit properly? Why pay attention? Because Krishna is present. Krishna is present in his holy name and he feels hurt. Like, imagine I come to your home, right? And then, hey, Haribol Prabhu, Haribol. Then you go, you put the TV on, you go somewhere else. You're like, who's this bloke here? You don't pay any attention. How will I feel? You know? Like you calling me and then ignoring me? So Krishna is like that. And I'll share an important lesson. I think I did tell it to one of the devotees once. Once I had the good fortune, well, many times I had the good fortune. I was traveling with my Guru Maharaj's personal secretary. And we were in one beautiful place. And normally, as with every of our spiritual masters, thousands and thousands of devotees around them. Everyone's jostling and serving. And in this situation, we traveled to some area, a place called Cape Town, very beautiful place. And it was just me with my Guru Maharaj. No servants, nobody else, just me. One-on-one. One-on-one. Every devotee's dream. So I got to his room in the morning. I had his cloth ironed. I got into his room. Beautiful. You can see him effulgent. You can smell the fresh tila. They have this effulgent glow, one-on-one. And then he said, let's go for a little walk. And this estate that I was staying on belonged to my godbrother, very opulent person. So it is, you walk like this into a park. So I'm walking behind my Guru Maharaj and he's chanting and I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Isn't it every devotee's dream? Yes, Prabhu? It's your dream. It's like, I reach perfection, I reach Guru, I'm with my Guru Maharaj, one-on-one, nobody. And I'm walking and I'm looking, oh, beautiful sunshine, beautiful trees, beautiful ducks, so nice environment. I'm looking at my Guru Maharaj, what more could I walk on? And he stopped and he turned around, I almost walked into the back of him. And he turned around and said, don't joke with your japa. He told me that 30 years ago. Don't joke with your japa. JJ, I never forget it. So here I am thinking, Krishna Charan, you reached the pinnacle. I'm happy, I'm with my Guru, I'm serving, I'm chanting. But where's my mind? I'm thinking those things about him. I'm thinking those things about the trees and the surroundings. But my mind's not on my japa. Don't joke with your japa. So sit down. And what's the process for japa? Chant and yeah. They ask Prabhupada, where must your mind be when you're chanting? Anybody knows? Vrindavan, Dham, Mayapur, Dham, Ki Jai. Your mind must be in your ears. You chant, you hear. Because there is full attention to Krishna. Anyway, that was one of the first scoldings I got. I'll never forget it. So I thought I'll share that. Don't joke with your japa. It's very, very important instruction because Krishna, he feels neglected. And as we can see, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he honors everybody. He performs the Abhibrat ceremony, which I'll discuss just now. But no trace of pride and ego. Look what I did. I fought the war. I won Krishna. I'm doing so many things. Krishna is with me. This sacrifice, so much of wealth, so much of power, it meant nothing without Krishna's presence. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was the ideal monarch. Srila Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam 1.8.30. Maharaj Yudhishthira was the ideal monarch because he had full faith in the instructions of Lord Krishna. And how does Krishna respond? Does he leave after the yajna? No. They said, Uvasa Katichan Mashan. He stayed back for a few months. Why? Suridhi Bir Abhitya Chata. Because his friends begged him to stay. So imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the Yogis. He is Atmarama, right? And Atmarama, who is fully satisfied in whatever he is doing, he is controlled by the devotees. So Krishna will stay if you ask him to stay. Krishna will stay if he's pleased with your devotional service, actually. So the importance of Yudhishthira Maharaj's Avabrita ceremony, the bath. So you all know what that is? It's a ceremonial bath that's taken in a river or a lake after puja, after sankal. And it's explained that the bath is taken with oils, with herbs, with mantras chanted by the brahmanas. And it's not just a bath, it's actually an external and an internal cleansing. So the Purushottama, the text in Purushottama, text 28, explains that when one is doing this Abhita Snan, or Tirthi Snan as it's called, the days are first checked in terms of the Pancham, in terms of date, time, auspiciousness. And the Tirthi is calculated 9 days before, retrospectively before. So that just tells you that Yudhishthira Maharaj is offering. The yajna is not that we go and sit for 2 hours and then we're hungry. It's a 9-day offering, actually. So the yajna was 9 days. And it's explained at the end of this yajna, this bath is not that we take a bath and we arise. It's actually an internal and an external cleansing. The participant leaves the yajna with all humility, with all awe, with all reverence, giving gratitude to Krishna. That Krishna, whatever I have done is for you. Not that I have done it. Whatever I have done is my offering to you. So when I leave this yajna, what is the lesson for us from Yudhishthira Maharaj? We do our puja, we do our service, we walk away. Watch is beeping, blood pressure is high, work is calling. How many of us say, Krishna, the offering is for you, would you please stay with me? This is Yudhishthira Maharaj, and that's what Krishna reciprocated. With the greatest of humility, with the greatest of devotion, he offered the yajna to Krishna. And what was the result? Krishna will stay with him. So what is the lessons from the acharyas? How many of us, myself included, we have to pray to Krishna. When we're done with whatever service, whatever attendance to temple or puja, we have to beg Krishna. Krishna, thank you, please stay with me. Every minute, it's like your cell phone. If you don't charge it, it dies. And then you're out of communication. So every minute we check. Every minute we check that we are in touch with Krishna. So loving Krishna is drawn to our loving relationships with Krishna. Krishna is not drawn to ritualistic activities. It's a very important understanding. Our services must be done in Vivat. That means we must follow the scriptural injunction. At the same time, we have to offer with love and devotion. Generosity is the key. We have to give, we have to extend, we have to do services for Krishna beyond our capacity of comfort. Sometimes people will ask you to do something which may be difficult, but it is an offering. When a devotee asks, it is a request from Krishna. We have to see, not that this is a junior devotee and this is a senior devotee. Krishna is requesting and we engage in the service. And most importantly, it is for us never to think that Krishna is far away. What are our take-homes from this? Do we serve like Yudhishthira Maharaj? Do we have that propensity for selfless service? Do we think that we give Krishna everything first? Do we give loving exchanges to Krishna? So first and foremost, we learn from these verses that loving exchange with Krishna is paramount. Do we make a space in our heart for Krishna? When we finish our service and we walk away and we do so many things, are we constantly meditating, Krishna is with me for the rest of the day? There are many things, we sometimes scorch the material world, but there are many things. Shiksha Guru comes in many ways, and we learn from lessons outside, actually. Many psychologists will speak of gratitude. Gratitude gives you altitude. It's the same expression in material world. We are grateful every day for the opportunity to be with devotees. We are grateful every day for the opportunity to serve the Lord. Because Prabhupada said in the video, what is yours? What is yours? Do we honor and offer respect to everybody? This is most important. It is imperative that we respect the devotees and we worship the devotees. Because Krishna will only reside in our heart if we have a loving relationship with the devotees. So we'll try and go a little quicker now. So how does Krishna, in this category, reciprocate with the devotees? Anybody know? Anybody has live examples? Who would want to share? There was one last time, and I'll share, we have a few minutes before we conclude. There was one devotee, Yamuna's daughter, you will know, right? Kirtan Priya. She played on the roof in Mayapur and she fell with a brain hemorrhage. You were there that time. Yeah? Right? So there was one little girl who was playing in Mayapur on the roof and she fell and she ended up with a concussion and a brain hemorrhage. And they rushed her to Calcutta hospital. And they said, you know, it's critical for this little child, we have to operate, but we'll have to do it in the morning. And the message went back to Mayapur, you know. The message went back to Mayapur that this child is particularly unwell. It was Yamuna's daughter, actually. And everybody prayed, everybody prayed, everybody prayed. And that night, the doctor was not a devotee. He had a vision, maybe in your time also, right? You know this story? He had a vision. Don't operate. The doctor had a vision. So in the morning, when she was scheduled for the theatre, he had this sense that this dream was very, very real. Don't operate. And he waited. And then he sent the child back for another scan. And it was gone. Vanished. In 8 hours. No blood clot. Nothing. Child woke up perfectly well. He went to the room with the child eating her meals. Is this possible? Is this possible? Yes? Possible? It's possible if we have the faith. It's possible if we have the mercy of the devotees. So Krishna reciprocates, and there are many wonderful stories. Anyone wants to share a story that they know? Yes? No? Yeah, Mataji.
There was if I correctly, there was this little girl in US, and she was playing at the roadside, and she got hit by a truck, and she went like so in the air and crossed the road, and like lay down in a pile of grass or somewhere, and then it was like when she was taken to the doctors. The doctor said like he could find holes of a tiger, like prints of tiger on her chest, and then they had a picture of Nashima Devi with their house, I think, and then
Yes.
and she said that the doctors were just confused how come there was a tiger in the middle of that highway. And they said that when she was sprung like that in the air hit by a truck, she had called Nashima Devi for her.
There's so many wonderful pastimes. And the more we read, the more we hear. The more we hear, the more faith we develop in Krishna. Because Krishna is an intimate person. He loves and cares for his devotees. So whilst we may be situated on various platforms, even in spiritual life, we speak of false ego, even within our services we can actually develop a false ego. We have to check ourselves daily. It's very important. When you rise in the morning, in your devotional practice, what do? You're a very nice devotee. What do? You get up, you take a bath, you reach for your japa? No, don't reach for your japa. You can tell him, Krishna Charan said that, the gurus will agree. Don't reach for your japa, I do that. You don't have to be in front of the altar, you don't have to be anywhere. Take your bath and go to the ground. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhu, pachitana bhavanabhyo, vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. You're not even empowered to chant that japa without the mercy of the devotees. I do that every day in my practice. When I go to bed, last thing at night, I take my bath, make sure the rounds are finished, and then I offer those obeisances. Please bless me the mercy of the devotees. If I have committed an offense, please forgive me. if knowingly or unknowingly. If unknowingly, Krishna, please reveal so I can go and apologize to that devotee. Like that. So Krishna is bound by the love that we have for the other devotees. Das, das, anudas. Servant of the servant, not that you're the servant of Krishna, you're the servant of the servant of Krishna. So we'll end by a nice deep meditation. How is Krishna, from these verses, Bhakta Vatsala? And I mean, you all know the verse, so we can sing it if you like. Bhajore mana, Shri Nandana, Abhaya Charanara Vindare, Dorala Manava, Janama Satsanga, Tarora Evava Sindure, Sita Atapa Vatabarishana, Edina Jamani Jagire, Dipala Sevenu, Kripana Durajana, Chapala Sukalava Lagire, Edana Yavana Putra Parijana, Itike Ache Para Ditire, Kamala Dala Jala, Jivana Dala Mala, Bhajo Haripada Ditare, Shravana Kirtana, Shmarana Vadana, Padana Sevana Dasyare, Pujana Sakijana, Atmani Vedana, Govinda Dasa Abhilasare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Keeping that meditation in your heart, I ask you to read this translation. He's such a wonderful devotee. Take the mic. There you go. Read slowly, read permission. Please meditate on Krishna and Bhakta Vatsala.
O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Dasa to engage himself in the 9 process of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's very self.
Hare Krishna. So, as we end now, we will meditate that wonderful aspect of Krishna as the Son. And make sure that as we conclude this offering, as Maharaj Yudhishthira took his bath, let us now take our bath in the consciousness of Krishna. And as we step out of the temple room, let us also pray like Yudhishthira Maharaj. Krishna, please stay with me. Please stay a few moments. So I thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any questions or comments that you'd like to put? So we'll end here. Good. Charan Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Kirtan Adelaide. Leave a like and subscribe.